I'm Monie DeWitt, and I am an advocate for those struggling with literacy, and I am also a candidate for Santa Barbara Unified School District. I'm running because I see that a lot of our students who struggle with literacy are falling through the cracks, and I would like to see a different literacy model, because once students aren't proficient by the end of the third grade, they often don't recover. This is particularly hard on those in poverty, and Santa Barbara County is the second highest in poverty. And so if you even look at our CAP scores, you'll see that the whites and Asians are well above the line, but yet those with learning differences, our English language learners, and our foster youth are, like a negative 113. Our juniors and seniors at La Cuesta are 4% proficiency. So I realize there are many other rich and great things going on, but without literacy, you're not free. You can't be self-sufficient. You'll be stuck in low-paying jobs. And as a community, paying for someone at Los Prietos is $151,000 a year. So what I'm looking to do is to just shine some more light on this issue and ask us all to follow AB 1369, which was passed 7 years ago, and Doss Williams helped co-author that, and also we need to go to the science of reading. And I'm very familiar with this because, yes, I do have a learning difference. I raised a son also who's doing very well, but many people, I hate to say it, but who are white have benefits and do get tutoring. And I've personally advocated for many people who don't. And I've seen 11th graders at a 5th grade level. And so literacy is empowering. It disrupts the school to prison pipeline. And I think with enough discussion, I think everybody will get behind it because it's common sense and it's also ethical. So thank you. It's a human right for a reason. I would give intensive interventions. I would do testing for everyone automatically in the K through 3 space. And I would stop the policy we currently have. It's called wait to fail. So they wait till you get under the 25% before really step in. And I've seen people not have to wait for an IEP for 2 years, asking it in the 3rd grade. So we need to get on it. And also invest in our teacher training and get input from everybody. But these are best practices, and it's read Emily Hanford. She will verify that, investigative reporter, and it's pretty well known, but people are just late to do it. Well, I do think I offer a unique lens, and I am certified in 2 of the reading interventions, and I've also been on the board of Dyslexia Awareness as well as Dyslexia Project, and I've done art projects. So I would say I'm very well versed in this area, which is our district's blind spot. I do have other, I'm a woman and business owner, but my essential thing is to help them close the achievement gap. And when you think about that, that's linked to equity. So it's a very important lens that I look through, and I think it's valuable. And I would also say that I'm familiar with the FCMAT reports, and we should look at those because they indicate how it's a state audit and how our district is doing. And the last one in 2009 and the one in 1994 all said basically what I'm saying about the situation, and yet nothing has changed. So I think someone from a different perspective, we know how much our current board says they love diversity, and I represent neurodiversity. So it may seem scary, but it's really great, and this is what they need because they keep doing the same thing and they haven't made progress in this area. I'd like to talk a little bit also about equity. I feel really bad sometimes. I do think our low-income students, like the students at Washington, Cleveland, and I believe it was one of the academies, they weren't able to go on a milestone science camp trip. It's like a rite of passage. And of all the people in our community who should be able to go, I think we should have just worked through that. Because their parents are busy and can't chaperone, apparently, was a thing. But Roosevelt and Washington got to go twice, once in 5th grade and once in 6th grade. So I see other practices, like even actually running for school board. I had a $5,000 fee, and that was decided upon by the very people I'm running against. I see that as a barrier. Again, I was able to deal with that, but I would like to see low-income parents, high risk, able to run on the board if they want to, because we need to hear from those marginalized voices, the 60% in our community, and there's no way to get through, getting even the candidacy. It's just the fee is prohibitive. So I would say inclusion is a very big deal to me, and equity. So yeah, I also want to add that I am concerned about equitable distribution of our resources. Like we have a $40 million football field, we have a $26.5 million armory, and yet many of our typical students have struggled with literacy, but if you look at the subgroups, it's really dark. And so I think we need to be careful how we use our LCAP funds, that $13.5 million that is set aside for high-risk students. And that has been used district-wide. The district has been flagged for that by public advocates. So I want to look very carefully, because how we spend that money should go to the unmet needs of our students and not, real estate projects and whatnot.